Good morning everyone. Today we are going to study about the relation of the Britishers with India, with the Nizam, and they had a war with the Mysore. There are four different types, four wars altogether took place with Mysore only. So today we are going to study about all these wars. So let's start with it. Establishment of the British rule in India. The Mughal Empire began to decline after the death of Aurangzeb. There was no strong central power in India. So as I have told you earlier that Aurangzeb was the last and most powerful Mughal ruler of India. And after his death, there was no strong central power in India as it was under him. So after his death, large number of independent and semi-independent powers arose such as Bengal, Awadh, Hyderabad, Mysore and Maratha kingdoms. So after his death, what happened? Many kingdoms wanted to come to the power. So they started fighting among each other so that they can come into the power. Now, because of this, India lacked political unity in the 18th century. So, India was not having unity, political unity in the 18th century. And the advantage of this disunity was taken by English company and they carried out wars with the rulers of small states of India. Now how they took the advantage? They started making the rulers of small states against each others, and they promised one of the ruler to be his side and help him in the war. Similarly they did with others. Okay, and slowly and steadily they succeeded in establishing the British Empire in India. Now the relations of the English with the Nizam. After the death of Asaf Jah, the Nizam of Hyderabad in 1748, there was a struggle for the Nawabship. After the death of Nizam of Hyderabad in 1748, there was again a struggle for the Nawabship. This showed the political disunity. And again, the European trading companies took the opportunity and started interfering in the Indian politics to make the next Nizam of Hyderabad in their side. But French placed Salba Jung on the throne of Hyderabad and he ceded the territory of northern Sirkaz to the French as a reward. जब फ्रेंच ने सल्बा जंग को निज़ाम ऑफ हैदराबाद बना दिया, उसके बाद सल्बा जंग ने नॉर्दर्न सिरकाज की टेरिटरी फ्रेंच को एज अ प्राइज दे दी. But during the third Carnatic War, about which we are going to study later on, during the third Carnatic War, Salba Jung deserted the French. Deserted the French means he ditched. उसने धोखा दिया फ्रेंच को और किसको जाके ज्वाइन कर लिया? इंग्लिश को. So the Nizam of Hyderabad continued to have friendly relations with the English and he always remained loyal and faithful ally of the English. तो वो निजाम ऑफ हैदराबाद ने तो अपनी फ्रेंडशिप पूरी लॉयल्टी के साथ निभाई, बट इंग्लिश ने ऐसा नहीं किया. ओके. Relations of the English with Mysore. Hyder Ali. He was the commander-in-chief of the Mysore army. He was a brilliant general, a shrewd diplomat. Shrewd means a clever person and a daring and ambitious person. In 1760, when the ruler of Mysore died, Hyder Ali proclaimed himself as the ruler of Mysore. After the death of the ruler of Mysore, Hyder Ali declared himself as the ruler of Mysore, as he was very shrewd डिप्लोमैट, बहुत ही क्लेवर पर्सन था और उसमें वो सारी क्वालिटीज थी जो एक रूलर में होनी चाहिए. The First Mysore War 1767 to 69. Hyder Ali repulsed the British attack. Repulsed means that he drive back by full force and he replied them back. Forced the English to sign a treaty, and he attacked Britishers and he even forced them to sign a treaty, and the treaty was that both the sides returned the prisoners of the war and the conquered territories. Means that dono parties, Hyder Ali and the Britishers, they will going to return the prisoners of the war. एक दूसरे के prisoners जिन्होंने किए थे prison वो छोड़ देंगे, प्लस जो कॉन्कर्ड टेरिटरीज है वो भी जिसकी जो है उसको लौटा देंगे. एंड प्रॉमिस टू हेल्प ईच अदर व्हेन अटैक्ड बाय अ थर्ड पार्टी. और ये प्रॉमिस किया गया कि जिसके ऊपर कोई भी थर्ड पार्टी अटैक करेगी वो दूसरे की हेल्प करेगा. ओके. The Second Mysore War 1780 to 84. Now it was fought between the English and the Hyder Ali after his death with Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan was the son of Hyder Ali. Now Warren Hastings was the Governor General of India during 1772 to 85. Now why this war happened? This war happened because the English seized the port of Mahe from French. English ने port of Mahe अपने अंडर ले लिया था फ्रेंच से. But Hyder asked them to vacate. Vacate means उसको खाली कर दो, as it was of great importance for him. But they refused to do so. जब ब्रिटिशर्स ने ऐसा करने से मना कर दिया तो जो हैदर अली है उसने उनके ऊपर वॉर डिक्लेयर कर दिया. Now because of this war, English had to suffer a heavy losses. Now during the war, Hyder Ali died, but his son Tipu, he continued the war for 2 years. Now finally, the peace was made by the Treaty of Mangalore. अब इस वॉर को एंड करने का एक ही तरीका था कि ट्रीटी ऑफ मैंगलोर को साइन किया गया इन 1784. और इस ट्रीटी में क्या था? दैट बोथ द पार्टीज रिस्टोर्ड ईच अदर्स कॉन्कर्ड टेरिटरीज. रिस्टोर्ड मीन्स दोबारा से रीस्टैब्लिश करना है. Now the Third Mysore War, 1790 to 92. This war was fought between Tipu and Lord Cornwallis, the Governor General of India, during 1786 to 93. Now in 1789, Tipu attacked the ruler of Travancore, who was a friend or a supporter of the British. So the ruler of Travancore and the British, both of them together declared the war against the Tipu in 1790. And in 1792, Cornwallis besieged Seringapatam, the capital of Tipu Sultan. Now besieged means उसने सिरिंगापट्टनम को अपनी आर्मी से चारों तरफ से घेर लिया था और कंपल्सरीली टीपू सुल्तान को बोला गया कि आपको इस वॉर को एंड करना है और पीस क्रिएट करना है। अब इसके लिए टीपू सुल्तान ने क्या किया? He gave his half of his kingdom, especially Malabar and Coorg in the west, to English. And Tipu Sultan had to pay a huge compensation of more than 3 crores. And his two sons were surrendered as hostages to the British. Hostages क्या होता है? A person seized or held as a security for the fulfillment of a condition. तो ब्रिटिशर्स ने उनके टीपू सुल्तान के दोनों बेटों को अपने अंडर ले लिया था so that जो टीपू सुल्तान है वो ये सारी कंडीशंस को फुलफिल कर दे and both the sides set free the prisoners of the war. But the major result was that जो टीपू सुल्तान की पावरफुल पोजीशन थी वो साउथ में वो डिस्ट्रॉय हो गई और किसकी पावर आ गई? ब्रिटिशर्स की। Now the fourth and the last Mysore War in 1798. Tipu wanted to take revenge from the English as he was not able to digest his defeat. So he entered into the negotiations with the France and recruited French soldiers to avenge his defeat. Negotiations, a kind of dealing, okay, and he recruited French soldiers to avenge उसकी हार का बदला लेने के लिए उन्होंने फ्रेंच सोल्जर्स को अपॉइंट किया. Now Lord Wellesley, the British governor, he asked Tipu Sultan to accept subsidiary system. Subsidiary system क्या होता है? In which you have to maintain the army of the English and you have to give your army to the English whenever required. Okay, so Tipu Sultan refused to do so and English declared war against him. Now the three armies were sent all together against Tipu Sultan in 1798 from three different sides. One from Bombay, one from Madras and one from Hyderabad. And he was besieged in his capital Seringapatam where he met a martyr's death on May 4th, 1799. और उन तीनों आर्मीज ने सेरिंगापट्टनम को चारों तरफ से घेर लिया था and on 4th May Tipu Sultan met with a martyr's death. Okay, एक शहीद जिसे हम बोलते हैं. Now the English annexed a large part of Mysore including Kanara, Coimbatore and Seringapatam. And this victory completely eliminated the French threat to the British supremacy in India. अब इस जीत से क्या हुआ कि जो ब्रिटिशर्स को कहीं ना कहीं एक डर था कि कहीं फ्रेंच की सुप्रीमेसी इंडिया में ना आ जाए वो पूरी तरीके से खत्म हो गई और ब्रिटिश ने अपनी सुप्रीमेसी अपनी पावर स्टैब्लिश कर ली. Okay children, so that's all for today. I hope everything is clear to you. Still you have any problem or any doubt, please do ask me. Read the chapter. Now the time for homework. Now, in your homework, you have to do a in-text question. The question is, what was the result of the Third Mysore War? The result was number one, the English got the half of his kingdom, especially Malabar and Coorg in the west. Number two, Tipu Sultan had to pay a huge indemnity of more than 3 crore. Number three, his two sons were surrendered as hostages to the British. And number fourth is both sides set free the prisoners of the war. Okay, children, so do your homework in a very neat writing. Thank you, that's all for today.